Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Finally, I was able to get my hands on the new support. I was just waiting for it to arrive in the mail, and finally I was able to build it in real life and take it to locals and just go up from there and upload it to the channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. There's a lot to discuss right now. I'm gonna start with the new support since everything else it's pretty much the same, or if you're following the deck you pretty much know everything already. So this small package just brings the deck to a whole different level. It brings up a whole different layer of interactions for the deck, and it's just crazy. It's insane. The Diabellstar Vengeance. Sadly, I really like the other name before, the Sin Adjudicator. I think that was somehow more badass, but whatever. It still has the same effect, so that's what's important. It's just crazy how it's a pop and then it gives you a synchro. You can either do La Silvera or the new Poplar, and like it gives you like different layers over time. I will go into them further into the video. And well, also it's a Sinful spoils card, so it gives you further material for your Azamina fusions. So it makes the pure version a lot more easy to play, and I would say more effective as well. I do think for this format, playing it pure, as in like lower accurate or like lower centered, I think it's better. You can still play with Fiendsmith, but honestly, like I don't think you need it anymore. Like this is just crazy. Yeah, so Diabellstar Vengeance, pop a card by paying half your life points. Then if you control another Diabell monster, you can summon one of their synchro tuners from your extra deck for free. So crazy. Then Diabells pretty much gives you access to these two cards, so you can access this card. So it's kind of the bridge between them. But also the continuous effect that as long as you control another Diabell monster, your monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. It just gives you that additional protection. You know, things like Detonator, Lightning Storm, those kind of things, Raigeki. Things that before might have hurt a lot more, might have hurt your end board a lot more. Yeah, just fixed, and it's really good. This becomes instantly, like if you're able to access this after your Sylvie gets negated or whatever, just this pure package already puts like so much pressure. So it's really good. Then if really the bell gives you access to your vengeance, and also the other effect that when it's removed by this effect, mostly boosts your Diabell monsters by 500 attack. It's good for a OTK. And then Curse of Diabell, of course, it's pretty much here only to give us access to the Philia Diabell. But I think the second effect is pretty decent as well. Like if you open this and then you can access this without having to use this, I think it's pretty decent. You almost always are gonna have two or more Diabell monsters on field, like just these two, but additionally to that you will also have the queen, so, and also the Black Witch. So like it would be really easy, and it's a good effect. It's a Raigeki, I think. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that's for this small package. So these 4 cards really like boost the deck to a whole complete different level. And then for the White Forest package, we are playing still the 3 LZ, because LZ, you know, it's still one of the best starters that the deck has. The 3 Sylvie, the best normal summon. I am going back into the 1 Stellar. I do think for this version, a Stellar plays a different role. Sometimes a Stellar can be a better normal summon than Sylvie if you have the correct extenders. So just having that additional name, because sometimes you just need the additional name, and you just need the consistency in order to access the full package, so to speak. So a Stellar, I think it's there if you need it. You can have an additional extender engraved. Like we do have a lot of effects that send spells and traps as cost. So it's still good in my opinion. I think one is fine. Of course, Sylvie is a slightly better, but it depends. It's not always the same. So the more you get a hold of the deck, you understand like the situation on where Sylvie is better and where a Stellar is better. Then for the other one-offs, the one Rusia, because it's still really good, and the one LZ, because it's your bridge between the White Forest and the Sinful Spoils. So nothing too different there, except for maybe like the addition of a Stellar back into the deck. Now we have the new field spell, the Witches of the White Forest. This is truly the one card starter for the deck, because this gives you access to this, and then you can send this off of this, and then you can just like go from there. And it's really, really good. The only downside to it is that you need to be careful when to use it, because once you use it, you can't access your Azamina package. But other than that, it's an excellent card. It gives you an additional layer of protection for your White Forest monsters. And you can also turn one of your White Forests as a tuner. I mean, if it ever comes up, if you have 2 level 2s, then like a Stellar or LZ, or the others LZ as well, and you can go into Poplar and like it comes up maybe, I don't know. I don't think it does as often, but it's there if you need it. So yeah, really, really good. I think 3 is good because having these as your primary starters, I think it boosts its consistency a lot. And yeah, just for the small downside, to be careful of not accessing your Azamina package, I think it's a good fair trade. Then of course this the one Tails and the one Woes. I do want to fit Scourge into this, but yeah, for now I don't have the space for it. But yeah, this is the White Forest engine. It grew a little bit slighter with the addition of the field spell, but I mean, whatever. More consistency, we'll take it anytime. So that's it for the White Forest slash I don't know how to call it, the Vengeance package, I guess. For the Sinful Spoils, the 2 Witches, because Witches is always good because it gives you access to your whole Azamina package. Is an additional 1 card starter, the 3 Wanted, the 1 Deception Still, the 1 Susurrus of the Sinful Spoils, because I just think it's a phenomenal card. I think it gives a lot of more layers and a more grind, defensive position for the deck. And it's an additional Sinful Spoils you can use, and the additional spell to send and just get it back for free. The 1 Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, I think it's still pretty good. It serves as an additional extender as well, to summon any other of the White Forest you might need, in case like sometimes if they negate, say, your Diabellstar, the White Witch, and it stays in your hand, and then like, okay, then you can summon it with this. But also the fusion effect, because it gives you that additional layer. Like there's a lot of layers here, and that's what's so cool about the deck, that you can adapt and you can like play around a lot of stuff by just like accommodating to the different situations. So the fusion summoning, of course, like we do have the complete Azamina package, which is in testing, but I will show you that later when we get into the extra deck. And I'm also playing the 1 Sinful Spoils of Betrayal Silvera. I wanted to try this card a lot because we are playing a lot of the Diabellstar monsters, given that 2 Witches and the Vengeance. So it gives you that additional interaction on the field, but also in the graveyard. If by any reason, like you're gonna use your Vengeance and they chain something to negate it, or like chain something to it, you can banish this card from your grave and negate that effect. So I think that gives a little bit more protection to that effect, because once vengeance resolves, it's crazy. Like you're pretty much winning the game. That's how good it is. And then the one hollowed, because we do want to access our Azamina, of course. And the one debtors, because debtors not only gives you an additional fusion spell, it allows you to play if you are forced to play with a field spell first. So this pretty much guarantees you can use the Azaminas in the opponent's turn. So it gives you like that additional interaction as well. And of course, the banishing effect to reborn one of your Azamina monsters. It's always crazy. People are not really expecting it, are not prepared for it. And yeah, it just adds up more interactions and more versatility to what the deck offers. That's it for the engine. For the non-engine, of course, we have to play the Fawalas, because Fawalas is really important. The Ash, because it's the most generic hand trap and also protection against the Mulcharmies. Droll is still very relevant in this format, especially with the Raziel Mitsurigi. It's a very insane deck. Also the mirror match. So yeah, we're always gonna be needing it in some way, shape, or form. The one Called by the Grave, the one Triple Tactic Talents, and the one Crossout. So yeah, Crossout gives you an additional use for the Droll, because I honestly think that Droll is just like the worst hand trap for this deck. Everything else you can pretty much play around or accommodate perfectly, but this really just kills everything. And then of course the 3 Imperm, because Imperm is also a very generic hand trap and also a trap, so you can use it as material as well for your activations. That's it for the main deck. I believe it's 43 cards. For the extra deck, of course, the 3 White Forest Synchros that we know and love, with the additional of the Poplar of the White Forest. So this is the new card, and it's pretty good. Like, it gives you access into your other new synchro, the Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. And yeah, it's like, this card is so good. It just gives you like a lot of interaction with your opponent by placing their cards in, like, that removal of placing cards in their phase up spell and trap zone. Sometimes it's just insanely good, because sometimes you don't want them to hit the graveyard, or you don't want them to be destroyed or whatever. So I think it's a very good layer of interruption. And then Poplar also can like give you additional resources, in the sense that when it's summoned, you can place 2 White Forest monsters in your spell and traps, and then it gives you like additional follow-up for next turn, with the addition of the Snake Eyes Doom Dragon for an additional removal in your opponent's turn, and also as a possible material to send off for your effects. For example, there has been many situations where maybe you don't have the spells or the traps to send for cost for the Queen, so this gives you that additional ammo, so to speak, to use those effects, and then just gives you like a free spell or trap to send off your White Forest effects. And then of course the Chaos Angel, because I mean, it's still very good in this deck, and why wouldn't you play this badass boss monster? That's it for the synchros. For the fusions, we are playing the entire Azamina lineup, as the Murcielago, the Ila Silvia, the Soul, the Saint Azamina, the Morgina, and the new Azamina. This is currently testing. I do think you can cut some things. I just really like to play the entire lore package, but everything here has its use, and everything here, it just gives an additional power up, because you can adapt simultaneously. Like if you pair up these two cards, it's just crazy. Like you pretty much shut off their entire board, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy how this is also a huge body, and the fact that you don't really let your opponent do anything with their monsters in pair up with this, and also like it weakens your opponent's monsters, so it's really really good. Sadly, it can be targeted, so it loses that protection that Saint Azamina has. But hey, it's a floodgate. It's a removal because you can tribute this Saint Azamina with one of your opponent's monsters and just summon this for almost like pretty much free. It's crazy. And then the other ones you pretty much know at this point. Searches your Azamina or Sinful Spoils, the Omni Negate, recovery and removal as well. Really, really good. And then Morgina also gives you an additional interruption by destroying cards and also bringing back your illusion monsters from the graveyard. So very important because you can bring back any of these pretty much as long as they're fusion summoned correctly. And then for the other fusions, the one Snake Eye Dragon, because it pairs up perfectly with the Poplar of the White Forest, gives you an additional body and an additional removal for next turn if needed be. And then also the one Chorozo. Honestly, I have mixed feelings for this card. For me, it has rarely come up. I think it only has come up like once. It only came up once, yeah, I think. And I mean, I understand like you kind of need it. If you really need it, it's there. And sometimes you just like your hand can only offer you the Black Witch with the Murcielago, and then yeah, that's pretty much the explanation for this card. I personally think you can cut it, but yeah, it's there because I honestly don't know what else to put in. And of course the one SP Little Knight, still a generic link monster and just like an additional removal and interruption for your opponent. But yeah, you're pretty much using like the first row is the ones that the synchros are the ones that you use the most. Then the fusions, I would say Murcielago and Ila Silvia are the ones you use the most. And then like it depends on the matchup and it depends on the situation that you got, like go between these. And yeah, and then this one I think it's just really cool. People don't expect it. If you need to like summoning Saint Azamina, it's really easy because you have a lot of Sinful Spoil cards. So yeah, that's it for my profile, guys. For my first approach to the new support, I think the deck has a lot of exploration to do with this new support, and as the meta evolves. But I think we are in a good spot with this deck. I think it's really fun to play. I think it's a very hard deck to play for sure. There's just so many things going on, and there's so many interactions, and then so many things to have in your brain for it to operate perfectly. A lot of effects to remember, a lot of interactions, and a lot of like conditions, and it's just really hard. And that's the reason I like it so much, because it gives you like that feeling of like, okay, I need to play this. Like sequencing is just key for this deck. But yeah, guys, that's my first approach for this deck. I do want to try to fit in Scourge and the other Azamina cards. But I think for now, like I think if you can bump this deck up to 50 or 60, and I think it would still run so good because you have a lot of cards that are just like connected with each other, being the Sinful Spoils and Azamina, and everything just like works together very well. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. If you're playing the deck, let me know how you're playing it, what suggestions you have, and yeah, let's get this format going. I think it's gonna be really fun, and honestly, I think it's okay where it is. Malice is still gonna be a problem, but hey, whatever, we still have a lot of cool cards to play. Thank you guys for watching as usual, and let me know what you think in the comments. See you in the next one.